think it's about time. Yes. So, hi everyone. Namaste. Good to be here, be back. It's been 2 weeks, and I like to just do a class today with different kind of poses, and to stay a little bit longer, see how that works out. So just to make sure that you have your things, so you can take cushions, block, bolsters, blankets, anything you can take from your room for using a props, and knowing that yin is also a practice where we can do it without any props. So you don't really need props for yin, but please make sure that you have them so you can use them whenever you need them. So welcome. If you just checked in, my name is Daphne. For the people that don't know me, very warm welcome. I'm really happy to be here. It's very nice always to be in the studio, even though you're not here with me, and I'm really missing the one-on-one contact and the contact with the Sangha, the group. And so I really hope that it's going to be a little bit back to normal, as it's going to take a lot of time, of course, before we are back to normal. But let's just deal with what is. And yin is a really beautiful practice to be able to learn to deal with that what is, as it's a practice where it slows you down. You have more time to move inward, to feel what you really need, or to figure out for yourself what you can contribute to life, to people around you. There's so many positive sides also from this crisis. So I hope that you already feel that a little bit, and keep doing your practices, because this really helps. So let's not talk too much. Let's start. It's an hour and 15 minutes class. So I like to invite you to come and sit. First, sit high on your sit bones. As for me, I use a cushion to sit a little bit higher, as it gives me a little bit of, let's say, tilt of the pelvis, makes my spine arch instead of round. So I feel that I can elongate the spine this way. I'm sitting in a comfortable way for me, but if it's for you, crossed like a position, it's also fine, or on your knees. So for meditation, it's not necessary to sit in a complex way. Just sit comfortable. Even a chair is good. So we're going to do this for 5, 6, 7 minutes. So take a deep breath where you lift the shoulders up. Really open your chest. Deep inhale, exhale out through your mouth, as you rest your hands on your knees, your thighs, or in your lap. Just tuck your chin slightly in and close your eyes. Take a moment to settle in. And it takes a little bit of time for the body to adapt, to adjust to a new situation. And so as you take another deep breath in, you consciously bring that breath towards the belly or the hara. So you gather chi on an inhale, expanding the chest and belly out. And the exhalation follows and draws the belly back towards the spine. So this movement is normal, natural. Maybe it stays high up on your chest. Don't worry about it. Give yourself some time here to land. So you feel your sit bones connecting to the ground, to the earth, dividing the weight equally underneath. As you sit really tall, your spine is long, the crown of the head is reaching towards the heavens. And you soften where you can, so everywhere in between the eyebrows, around your eyes, as you relax the cheeks, the mouth, your jaw, and even the tongue in your mouth can be soft, or you press it slightly against the roof, the palate. Just sink in, settle in, letting go of all your thoughts, things that keep you busy. As your thoughts, of course, continue. It's not about stopping thoughts, but it's more about becoming aware of the fact that you're thinking, and that you can shift your attention back to your breathing, as the breath is always in the present moment, right here and right now. And making that breath as an anchor, as a guidance into the present moment, where you can feel your bodily sensations. You can notice your emotional state. So check in how you feel right now. And just be open to that what is. So if you feel sad or a bit lonely or agitated or nervous, if you feel any kind of emotion, just allow it to be so. Don't try to change it or fix it. Just being with that what is right now. And it's actually stillness that is the most powerful. So just gonna quiet myself for a couple of minutes and just observe. See if you can take that seat from where you observe that what comes and goes, that what is impermanent. So I will guide you back when the time is up. And if you get lost in thoughts, remember that the breath is always here, anchoring yourself into the now. So, on your next inhale, take a deep breath and exhale out. And if you like, you can bring your hands in front of your heart space to set an intention for today's practice. Slowly you can open your eyes and keep your gaze soft, stretching your legs out, so lean back. Or just circle the ankles and just turn, let's say, to the side, or I will turn to the side so you can see me better. So you can also shake your legs and rub your legs just to keep the blood flowing. Let's start in butterfly where we bring the soles of the feet together. So maybe here you also like to elevate a little bit as it helps to make that forward bend. If you feel like from sitting up that your back is kind of achy, you can also lean back. Just take a deep breath. Just open your chest and drop your head back. Exhale out. And then slowly move yourself into a forward bend. So here you can use props, do whatever you need. I always like to use a bolster, but you can also use the block for that, of course. If you don't have a block at home, just take like a book or something that's also useful in that way. You can take another blanket or pillow, something to make that forward bend. So anything you need, just use it. So come forward, you can lean with your forehead on the cushion. So find yourself in a way that you're comfortable. Make sure that the feet are not too closely in, just bring them a little bit further away, so like less a diamond shape, and then come forward. So take a moment to settle in. You can use also the block only. It's also a possibility, or nothing. And so the back is rounding here. Your hands just drop to the side and just feel that you start to relax your muscles. So do that very consciously. So you scan your body for any tension. Tension can also only be created actually if you contract muscular tissue. If you feel like sort of a bone to bone sensation, or the skin and bone, then it's more compression, which you cannot avoid in yin practice. And both is actually good. I mean, the tension is also created in the relaxation. As my spine is rounding, I can just feel how that pulls, let's say, the lower back muscles, and it pulls a little bit on the upper spine. Also my neck, I can feel that it does something. And I feel that gravity is actually allowing me to surrender. It invites me to surrender. So I'm melting into the position. And I'm breathing into my belly. And just feel the expansion of the
chest and belly out. I'm very conscious of my breath. And I'm sinking into the present moment. And I'm just allowing anything that comes and goes. Observing. I'm not trying to make something out of it or bring in a kind of dual wave thinking. Just trying to find that center point. Mentally, emotionally, physically, as the sensations are getting stronger. I breathe in my belly. I already feel that the body is opening up. And the more I'm able to relax, the more I can surrender. And feel free to come out of the posture before the time is up. You don't need to stay. There's no need to go very deep. You can also sit up straight with your head just bent forward. So we take another, 2 to 3 minutes. Feel free to adjust a little bit. If you feel the body is really starting to open, then just move a little bit deeper into the pose, as we call this the second edge. Try to feel your bones more than your muscles. Maybe that helps. And you can always anchor on your breath if the mind is busy and turbulent. Maybe you have a mantra you can repeat. There's many Sanskrit names that they also use to bring the attention and vibration that comes from repeating that mentally in your head. For example, Satya means truth. So if that resonates with you, you can do that. Or Aham, I am. Aham. Or so on the inhale, and hum on the exhale. One more minute. So let's slowly come out. Just take your time. So you just come to an upright position. Just grab your legs or knees and bring them together. So you stretch your legs out for a moment. And again, you want to maybe circle, shake, or rub your legs. Just do whatever you feel that is comfortable. And from forward bending, we go into a back bend. You can also, let's just do a couple of these because it's nice to neutralize the hips and the spine. So you walk your feet towards the edges of your mat and then drop your knees to the left as you gaze over your right shoulder. And just move to the other side. You can also move your knees individually. You don't need to do it simultaneously, just a couple of movements. All right, and let's move into half saddle, where we bend the right knee for now. And this can also cause a little bit of a deep stretch here for the ankles. So you can roll something underneath, for example, your cushion or blanket. So it takes a little bit of the stress away. So there's many varieties of on this one, of course. So I'm just going to go back and make sure that you have your props right if you need them. You can come on your elbows first. So please really take your time to come in and out of the poses. If there's one thing you don't want to do in a yin practice is rushing into it. So here I feel that thigh stretch, the quadriceps, and I place my left foot next to, let's say, my right knee. Just walk my feet a little bit out and then move my left thigh bone to the left. So it's an external rotation. If you find that too intense, just keep your foot like this. So I'm going to go into it deeply, but I want to explain that you can also modify by lying on your belly and then grabbing your ankles. So it kind of looks like this. And you can also use like a belt for that or anything and try to relax into it. But at least you're having a thigh stretch and a little bit of a back bend as the, let's say, lying on the belly is also a back bend. So just move back. And I actually like to put something heavy on this side. I place my left foot on the mat and externally rotate that to the left. Let's have a moment here to settle in. It's quite intense, so let your right leg do whatever it wants. Never compromise your knee. This is really not an option. I have the tendency to kind of like push the knee down. And so I don't want to push my knee down. I'm just letting it actually do whatever it wants. And just with this, I can stretch my arms to the side or overhead and take a moment here. And every time you do a yin practice, it's really a different experience. So that's why it's so important that you let go of any expectation. There's nothing you can expect. It's always a new discovery, a new journey that you take, even though you think you are doing the same poses. The outcome is always different. And maybe you cannot even talk about an outcome. It's more an experience in the present moment. As the body can be a little bit more stiff sometimes, or sometimes you really feel it's wonderful and you melt deeply into it. And it always helps when you close your eyes. Just let go of the world for a moment. All the worries, the challenges. And just make contact with that inner freedom,
It's always here. Freedom is not something you can find anywhere outside. It's really right here, right now. And give your body that treat to move out of a stressful vibration or tension. Let's move to the opposite side where it's just relaxed and comfortable. And when you feel in a place in your body, a really strong sensation, just take a deep breath and breathe into the area. You can also use your imagination to create space around that place that is tight. Where exactly do you feel stagnation right now, and can you bring your full attentive awareness towards it? And just imagine space and attention, love. And maybe love expresses itself in color. It's very possible that you see a certain kind of color around that area. Just let it happen, be open to the experience. And when you feel the need to come out before the time is up, please do so. In this case, you can just hug your knees into your chest and lie there for a moment. And otherwise, we just stay another 2 minutes. And keep staying conscious of your breath, moving in towards the belly area. So breathe deeply. It's 1 more minute. Just feel the capacity of your lung space. Especially in these times, it's good to practice breathing, proper breathing. diaphragmatic breathing without fear. So on the inhale, the diaphragm moves down, expanding chest and belly out, lung space. And the exhalation follows. Take a few more conscious deep breaths in. And exhale. You can also hold your breath for a couple of seconds, breathing in. Just hold it. Kumbhaka. And then exhale. Let's do that one more time. Take a deep breath. Hold your breath. Hold it. And exhale. Okay. So you gently open your eyes and bring your left knee back to center. So you stretch the leg out in front of you. Then when moving out of this position, if you're on your belly, you can come to child's pose. To move out, just contract your abdomen, your belly muscles, first on the elbows, and just stay here for a moment. Just feel how the body is actually feeling and then coming up. And you can stretch your right leg out. Very simple, very easy. And just lie on your back for a moment so you hug your knees into your chest. Pull them in tightly. Just a little bit of muscular action here, just to pull the knees into the chest. And then you can just circle a little bit on your spine, the sacrum, or on the muscular tissue. You have very thick muscles there. It's very strong, the lower back. And that's why it's also an area that you can, feel sometimes that it's quite tense, so painful. And it's not necessarily the bones that you feel, but more the muscles around it, the fascia that is stiff. That's why yin is such a healing practice in a way. So we target the fascia, not so much the muscles, but more the deeper layers. Okay, so you can lift your legs up towards the sky, hands underneath the buttocks with the palms down. So you contract your belly muscles and then hinge to an upright position to move to the other side. So bend the left knee and then slowly lying down. Just use a cushion here on the elbows. I place my right foot next to my left knee and then externally rotate the knee to the side as I lie down. Take my other bolster. Just feel if I'm okay here. Stretching the arms overhead or to the side. Of course, you can rest your hands on your belly if you feel that is more comfortable. So feel free if you just gone too far into the pose, just to come back on the elbows. That's fine. Just wait a little bit here and then moving deeper into it. So it's very important, of course, to let go of the idea it should be a certain way or that it should be executed a certain way. It's really the target area that you want to feel, and that's mainly the left thigh and also the lower back. It's a little bit of a back bend. You can always roll something there as well. It's a great posture to do when you have like stomach issues, like difficulties with your digestive tract, the intestines, but mainly the stomach, as the thigh is related to stomach meridian. Psychologically, it's maybe related to stuff that it's hard, to digest, to understand. So it's not only the body that has difficulties with processing toxins, but it's also the mind thinking that can create toxicity. So toxic thoughts, negative thoughts. So it really helps to have some sort of a mantra for yourself. For me, gratitude always helps, thankfulness and gratitude. Can always find something to be thankful for, even though I feel a bit off. So count your blessings always. There's so many things you can be grateful for. I mean, it's already amazing to be alive today. And really keep yourself open to a broader perspective. So zooming out means that you take time for yourself, not getting lost into the details and too much activity on the left side of the brain, but shifting more to the right side of the brain. It's literally zooming out, having an overview, and keeping that perspective that everything changes all the time, even though it's not your experience right now. And the fastest way to, let's say, move out of a negative mind or thoughts is just to meditate. Just sitting or in your yin yoga practice, focus on the breath into the present moment. When you hear, you're not in the past, you're not in the future, you're just right here, right now. Breathing, being alive and feeling sensations in your body. you're going to stay another 2 minutes, feel free to come out, either in child's pose or on your back, hugging your knees in. And if you don't feel anything, I mean, I cannot imagine that, but I mean, some people are really bendy and very flexible, then you can always hug your right knee into your chest. So then you pull on the knee and pull it in. So you feel definitely more happening on the left side. So those are all options you can maybe try or discover. Just have another minute. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale out, just slowly pull the right knee back to center, and you can stretch the left leg out right away or just come up and sitting first. So use your elbows, contract your abdomen, and just shake your legs loose. Circle the ankles. Okay, so let's go into sleeping swan from here as we bring the right knee forward, the right foot as well, and see if you can have like a lining up with the short side of your mat with the lower part of your leg. And here you can kind of tuck the back toe under to pull yourself back. Now feel if you notice a thigh stretch here. If it's quite intense, use your bolster underneath, as you can just place that here or a cushion or a block, and see if you can lean forward. It's also nice after a back bend to come into a more neutral position. Like it's almost like a forward bend, but it's not. But it feels very nice to stretch your body out like this. And you can notice that, I think, for yourself. So if sleeping swan is kind of a challenge for the knee, if you find it very painful, or even here, the thigh, then come lie back and do eye of a needle. So place the right foot on top of the left thigh. Just bring your right hand through it and then hold on to your knee and pull it in. You can, of course, do it like that as well. You can also use something underneath the buttocks and come a little bit higher. So there's actually a little bit of help here to remain in the position. So many things are possible in yin as long as you feel the target area. So feel free to adjust yourself, even you tried the full posture right away. And then just lean forward, feel a comfortable way to put your arms, maybe folding them and resting on your hands. And even you can place the cushion underneath the belly like that. So find your edge. So become very quiet. And just stay for a while. Breathe into the glutes now. The muscles around the buttocks. And so, if you're quite new to yin, you might be wondering why certain emotions come up so strongly. It's really that they can be triggered because of the posture. So this would be gallbladder and gallbladder, liver. The emotion that relates to that. If it's out of balance, it's anger in the most extreme form, or even hate. But just agitation, or, like you just don't have so much space, you're irritated quite quickly. It's due to liver imbalance. And the liver, the organ itself, can only process as much as it can, and sometimes the toxicity is more. And so then it really helps to do those poses because it stimulates the liver in a good way. And when the liver functions well, you can also feel better. So if you feel very agitated right now, then allow yourself to feel it. It's all about not wanting to change that emotion. I know it's tough to feel them. We don't want to be angry or sad or agitated and irritated, but it's part of reality. It's not always joyful and pleasure that we can experience. Also, the less evolved emotions. And those are the ones that we want to acknowledge, because otherwise they get stuck in the system. So acknowledge what you feel. And if you have to cry right now, let your tears just roll. It comes and it goes anyway. And don't forget to breathe. The breath is so important and so healing. To breathe deeply into belly, deeply into your lungs. Fresh and healing chi prana. So take a couple of deep breaths and then move on your hands. If you are in I have a needle, then just stay for a few more breaths as we stay here in swan position. Allow your belly to expand still, maybe on your fingertips, and just pull your head back. Stretch your throat and feel that your lower back is arching. Feel that compression. Deep breathing. Breathe deeply. One more deep breath. Good. And then on the exhale, shift your weight to the right and just swing the left leg forward. And just keep that knee bent as you move the left knee on top of the right. We're gonna just extend the thigh stretch, but shift it to the other side. A shoelace, you can sit on a cushion or a blanket and move into a forward bend here also. Now, a cushion can be used on a block to rest your head on. You can do it without. Now, see if you can still equally divide the weight on your sit bone. So press your left sit bone into the ground and just move your elbows a little bit more towards the right. So you kind of like really feel that left side. So that left thigh. Just for a few more minutes here, 2 or so. And this one can also be performed by eye of a needle, same position, but then the left foot on top of the right thigh and pulling the right knee in. So if you're struggling with this one, just feel free to adjust. And just let your spine really round. As chi enters the body through breathing, through the nose or mouth. You can also draw earth chi from, let's say, the mula, the end of your tail, as a gateway through the spine, all the way up towards the top of your head. Just imagine to draw that chi up from your tailbone, somewhere there. So just check out where you feel it, where it enters. And let it travel through the spinal cord, which is an energetic highway. When you become aware of the soles of the feet, you can also feel that there is like a portal. This is the K1 point, kidney 1 point. So just draw that chi into your body. And exhale, good. And slowly you can come out. And you lean back, stretch your legs out, and let's just cross the ankles. Just take your cushions away from the mat and just roll over your knees as we're gonna just stretch a little bit out into downward dog. So very much in a yin kind of way. So stretching, keep your spine straight or bend the knees, bring your knees into the center line, stretching the side of the torso. So bringing one heel down at a time. And just kind of do that intuitively. Feel what you need. If you just need to do it more statically, you can drop your head, look in between your legs. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, you can just move to the other side. So it's the left knee moves towards the left wrist. And the left foot moves towards the right wrist. Remember using your bolster underneath the left buttock now. Taking something to lean on. And come into forward bend. Remember, you can tuck the back toe under even just for a short time. And then let go again. So you put your foot flat. And just be comfortable. Make sure that you're warm too. Because it's a cooling practice. So it really cools the body down. And just lean a little bit to the left side and feel the stretch on the left buttocks. Or just notice where you feel it and soften into it. Keep reminding yourself that you want to relax the muscular tissue. As gravity is just doing the work for you, if you would allow it. So move yourself into that observing spot, that place where there's actual silence, where you can observe from. So it's really letting go of the identification. I keep saying the same words because it's really that the identification with thought really narrows it down. It puts you in, let's say, not such a wide perspective. So it's what I try to say is actually it's
when I feel sad, for example, there is also an identification in that. Like I say, I feel sad, I am sad. But actually, I can also turn it around by using another way of putting the words together. It's sadness is being felt. So you take the I out of it. I actually feel sad, but it doesn't mean I am that. It's something I experience. It's a part of me also that experience that. There's also many other parts that are not experience sadness. It's just a part of me. And if I allow myself to feel whatever I feel right now, it's the nature of it is that it changes. And actually the suppression of it keeps me attached to that. You don't need to know why you feel it. Don't try to explain. Just experience. Breathing in and breathing out, knowing that you are already whole. You're already that. There's nothing missing in the present moment. Make this a practice of inclusion. Include everything. If you're ready, you can move into swan on your fingertips. If you did eye the needle, then just stay for a few more breaths there. You can pull your head back. Just feel the stretch on the right side. So that's the psoas that you feel, the hip flexor. Take a deep breath in there. One more deep breath. And then shift your weight to the left, swinging the right leg forward. Ooh, I feel that one. Just gonna sit in front of you so you can see it from the front. So it's my right knee on top of the left now. I shift the sensation from the left to the right side. There's a big gap here. You can just take your blanket or cushion or book, anything. Just put it in between the two knees and then move forward. So I move myself a little bit towards the left. It's nice to maybe lean on a cushion. And once again, you can do eye the needle as well. So it's then again
the right foot on top of the left thigh. I try to shift my weight a little bit back into that right sit bone. So it's a nice pull on the right side, and I also feel it on the lateral side of my torso. So it's a lateral stretch on the right. I really feel this in my hips. And if you find it challenging for the groin, then roll a blanket there. You can also make it a little bit more soft by rolling a blanket here in the groin. I'm just going to take another 2 minutes. Yeah, it's time to come out. So slowly coming up and stretching the legs out. And again, leaning back on your hands and just circle your ankles clockwise, counterclockwise, shaking the legs, rubbing, maybe leaning back a little bit like that. Take a deep breath. And exhale. And then it's already time for Shavasana or sitting up for meditation. So if you like to lie down, just make sure that you're warm. Take a blanket, put something on, your socks and a shirt. You can also come and sit for another 5 minutes for meditation. And at some point, I guide you out of it, but you also have, let's say, the opportunity, of course, to sit a little bit longer. And then I just will say thank you and then leave. So here, if you like to sit with me, then sit comfortable in a way like you started, actually. Take another deep breath where you lift the shoulders up and roll them on the back. And exhale, and let your hands rest wherever they feel quite comfortable. And just feel the effect of the practice. In Shavasana, make sure that there's no pulling, pushing of tissues and bones. Just really free your body from tension there. So maybe bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Resting your hands in your belly, your heart space, or next to you. Close your eyes. Maybe you have a nice eye cushion that you can cover the eyes with, make it a little bit more dark. And then sink into the earth as you surrender for a couple of minutes. If you're sitting up, it's more active. Check your spine. Crown of the head is reaching up. Relax your shoulders. Relax your facial muscles, your jaw especially. And just keep your full attentive awareness on the breathing. Just breathing in and breathing out. And when the time is up, I will guide you back. So feel free to continue lying down for Shavasana or sitting up for your meditation. If you'd like to come back, you can do that too, just sitting with your hands in front of your heart space and reminding yourself on the intention of today's practice. Namaste. So, thanks everyone. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon in real life. And otherwise, see you here in 2 weeks. Thanks. Enjoy.